record on this. Okay, so my name is Shamel Yamofio, and I'm the Director of Counseling of this amazing counseling team at Bishop McNamara High School. And I am so excited to bring to you a wonderful opportunity with some wonderful people at Leadership Initiatives. So I will ask Mr. Marshall Bailey and Ms. Lauren Hensel to take it away.
Awesome. So thank you so much for allowing us to be here today. We're absolutely honored. So everybody, my name is Marshall Bailey. I'm the Executive Director of Leadership Initiatives. We're a 501c3 nonprofit that partners with the Microsoft YouthSpark Foundation, the Starbucks Foundation, the International Youth Foundation, Global Giving, Test Rock International, the Future First Foundation, and Amazon. A few people do like us to help amazing high school students get internships over the summer working with us in the fields of law, business, medicine, and national security. And so we're the only program in the world that provides these specialized types of internships that I'll go into. Like, for example, at our medical program, it's the only one in the entire world where students will diagnose a real life patient during the internship. And I just wanted to make sure I introduce you to Ms. Lauren Hensel. She's here as a backup in case somehow we lose internet or power at this office. We know your time's incredibly valuable. She'll just take over the conversation of the presentation if anything happens with me technically. Otherwise, Lauren, feel free to turn off your camera. Thank you for being here today as my backup. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go over everything that we do here at Leadership Initiatives. And then I will have plenty of time to answer as many questions as you guys would like to ask. So like I was saying, we're a 501c3 nonprofit. We do specialized internship programs for 1 week over the summer at Georgetown University. They are in the fields of law, business, medicine, and national security. We have a specialized partnership with Bishop McNamara. So we partner with 3 local DC schools, the Bullis School, Georgetown Visitation, and Bishop McNamara. And that is directed by the Microsoft YouthSpark Foundation and the Starbucks Foundation and Amazon specifically to work with these 3 schools. So there's a ton of benefits that as a partnership school, your students, your children will receive, which I'll get into in a minute. But the biggest one is we normally have 850 internship spots, and we have around 12,000 applications for those 850 spots. And Bishop McNamara gets 20 of those spots automatically, where your students don't have to fill out the application, do the pre-tests, do the interviews, do the recommendation interviews, do the transcripts. You're just automatically accepted as part of their commitment to the Washington, D.C. community. So what is Leadership Initiatives? Like I said, we're a 501c3 nonprofit, and what we do are specialized internships to help your children understand what their future careers can be and help them apply to college. The first one I'm going to go over is our law and trial internship program. So what happens if your son or daughter is interested in our law program? It is a 1-week program. They are Sundays to Saturdays at Georgetown University. We are the biggest program at Georgetown University now. So we're in the new South building. That's the brand new building at Georgetown University. The building is entirely ours. And so we have one staff member to 5 student ratio. And we take care of them night and day. So it's an overnight program. Students work 8:30 a.m. to between 9:30 and 10:30 at night. So at our law program, they're going to be working for a top law firm in Washington, D.C. And we're going to have a real life court case brought to us by the NAACP or the ACLU, okay, where they feel the client is most likely innocent. And your son or daughter are going to work directly on that case, interviewing witnesses to whatever the person is accused of, working with the actual client themselves, working with law enforcement officers, retired law enforcement officers, to make sure that the current arresting officer did everything perfectly, to do everything we can to fight for this person's freedom, where our partners at the ACLU or the NAACP think they're most likely innocent. It is an intensive internship. They will work with former DC prosecutors, current DC defense attorneys. They work with the public defender's office. They work with legal teams from Georgetown Law School, all to work to make sure this conviction will not happen. Some of the cooler parts of the program is that they actually get to go to advocate in Capitol Hill for legal changes to Washington, D.C.'s power structure, allowing more more defense rights for people who are accused of crimes. Last year, our students from Bishop McNamara High School went and argued in front of Senator Tim Scott, Senator Lindsey Graham, Senator Tammy Duckworth, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Senator Bernie Sanders, to name a few. So students get real-time advocating in front of professional leaders. Afterwards, we get to go to the Supreme Court and have a specialized lunch at the Supreme Court and meet people at the Supreme Court. And the coolest thing about the program, we're the only one in the world who does this, your child will get actual witness prep experience. So we rent out an actual courtroom. We bring in the client or the defendant, and your son or daughter gets 5 to 10 minutes to cross-examine them to make sure they are ready to stand trial. And when we have done this, the clients have said this is the most important thing that they do so that they know they're ready to go to court. And it is insanely helpful for the client, but also your son or daughter actually gets to experience what it's like to be a lawyer in that aspect. So we do 2 law and trial internships over the summer, and they sell out normally by January 1st. Again, this is why we're bringing it to you as early as possible, because as a partnership school, you get those 20 students who can just automatically be enrolled. Our Law Tier 2 program, it is a little bit different. It is criminal justice reform. The biggest difference between the Law Tier 1 and Law Tier 2 is someone who's already been convicted of a crime, and they, again, believe they are innocent, and we're looking to not overturn the conviction because that is a much harder legal statute to accomplish. Instead, we're working to get them out of prison due to a health concern, due to a violation concern, due to something that's happened to them while they're in prison or helped to them mentally or physically that will allow us to get them an early release. This program is about transforming criminal justice, more importantly, fighting for the client's freedom. And that's our Law Tier 2 program. Everything else is the same. You're working 8:30 a.m. till 9:30 at night. Again, it's a real internship. It looks like I got a question. The question is, do we feed them? Yes. So everything's included in our programs. It is a overnight program here at Georgetown University. For breakfast, it's a continental breakfast put on by our partners at Berkshire Hathaway Hotels. It's 14 different types of cereal, waffle makers, there's pancakes, there's all the fruit you can imagine. You will never be hungry at breakfast. For lunches and dinners, they actually order from an app on their phone. It includes places like McDonald's, Panera Bread, Subway, there's a falafel place, there's 90-second pizza. It's delivered to wherever they're at the moment, so they will never be hungry, and they have unlimited snacks and drinks at the dorm rooms. And then the other question that followed up, we have a staff member with your son or daughter at all times, even at night when we allow them to go to something like Insomnia Cookie, which is a really cookie shop by Georgetown University, or Georgetown Cupcakes. There's always a staff member with them. They are never, ever left alone. Okay, now our advanced medical neuroscience internship is run by Dr. James Giordano, the leading neuroethicist at Georgetown University. He was literally just on CNN last week. And your son or daughter are going to do a neuroscience experiment every single day for an entire week. On day 1, they're dissecting a human brain. On day 2, they're doing MRI experiments. On day 3, they're doing fMRI experiments with people who have never heard sound before, so Gallaudet's Center for Hearing Loss, and people who have heard sound before. So you can see how the brain develops if it has or has never heard sound. On day 4, they're doing surgery on a cockroach. They're going to install a neuro implant into the back of a cockroach and then take control of them. Don't worry, the cockroaches survive and live in our office, much to our staff's chagrin. On day 6, we go to Walter Reed and they work with wounded warriors, all culminating in them doing a research proposal with the top research proposals being published by Georgetown University Hospital. And so students who have done this before have used those proposals to advocate when applying to top colleges like Harvard, Yale, Brown, Stanford, to much success, highlighting that they've had a paper published before they even graduate high school. Our next is our business program. It's the only program in the entire world where students launch a business from scratch. And again, this is a 7-day program, Sunday to Saturday. They're working 8:30 a.m. till 9:30 at night. And in this program, they get put in a team of 5. So 5 students come together. If you have 2 students, you have a son or daughter who have friends that are coming, they can be in the same team. They can also be roommates. They want to be roommates. And they launch a business from scratch. So they get partnered with a Fortune 500 CEO here in the United States and a business owner in the developing world. That business owner has just had their business fully funded by our wonderful partners at Microsoft, Starbucks, or Amazon. And they get to do everything from designing the marketing plan to the hiring plan to where the business is going to be located to the business's logo. We have experts from Starbucks coming to design the logo with the students. So they do every aspect of making that business happen. During that time with us, they get specialized tours of top companies in the Washington, D.C. area. They get to go to the Nigerian embassy and have a traditional Nigerian meal with a Nigerian ambassador and the development team in Nigeria. And and it culminates in a real life Shark Tank. So this last year, we had the lead recruitment officer for Harvard University. We had a former US ambassador to the Philippines, and we had the current Nigerian ambassador judging the students on their presentations. We videotaped the whole thing, we turn it into a website, and we send that to college admissions officers on your son or daughter's behalf. We have a national security program. This is the only one in the entire world where they work on a real life security solution. So this is approved by the US Department of State. It's run by the former head of counterterrorism for the FBI, a guy named Rusty Capps. And your son or daughter are put in a team of 5. All of our programs are in teams of 5. And they work to create a real life security solution to defend an organization that's been attacked by a terrorist group sometime in the last 60 years, resulting in at least 100 deaths. So last year we worked with Yobe State University. They had been attacked 6 times in the last 5 years by the Boko Haram, resulting in over 150 deaths. And students used real life grant money from Microsoft, Starbucks, and Amazon, working directly with former and current members of the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, and the US Pentagon to design roadblocks, card ID systems, where the college can put up metal detectors, counterforce protection. This is where you build a sniper tower and you defend your place if you're attacked by a terrorist group, how to get students to safety during a terrorist attack, everything they could think of to save lives. So at the end of the program, besides just working with all these amazing members, you get to go to the Pentagon, the FBI, the Spy Museum, and the US Department of State. They get to do their own presentation. This last year, we did it in front of the former head of counterterrorism for the FBI, the former US ambassador to Egypt, and a current member of the NSA's training division. And students got to propose their ideas for solutions and get it funded in real time. We videotaped the whole thing, and we update that website every 3 months for a year and a half, so you can see how those security solutions your son or daughter created are saving lives in the developing world. There's nothing else like it out there. Real quick, I think I may have skipped over. No, there it is. Our medical program, our advanced medical and public health internship. It's the only program in the entire world where you're going to diagnose a real life patient. So what happens is students come to our programs, like I said, on Sundays, and they will go to Saturdays, and they work with the top diagnostic team at Georgetown University Hospital. They learn how to diagnose things like typhoid and malaria. Okay. Halfway through the week, they work with the patient diagnostic team. That's the idea that you have to work with all these different types of patients. So they learn how to work with young people, old people, crabby people, people who lie. And then once they learn how to diagnose different types of patients, they work with the telemedicine department. Telemedicine is the idea you don't have to be in the same room as a patient to diagnose that patient. And for their final project, they wear a specialized Oculus Rift helmet that's got a camera, an earpiece, and a microphone. And it connects them to a real life doctor in the developing world. And they tell that doctor what to do and say in real time to diagnose a patient. When the patient is confirmed, when we confirm, the doctor confirms the diagnosis is accurate, we pay for that patient's medical treatment. In many cases, to save their life, we videotape the whole thing, turn that into a website, and then send that to college admissions officers on your son or daughter's behalf. This is what Kyle turned in. He's a student who last year got into Harvard. This is what he used on his college application from us. And finally, we have a brand new program called cybersecurity. This is actually sponsored by the US Department of Defense. So we're super excited about that. And it gives them on a fast track for a cybersecurity grant to help pay for college. So students who attend this program will attend a special grant session by the US Department of Defense, who allows training. So this is the main deal of it, is they have a large number of scholarships. They're not getting enough people to apply to get $30,000 a year for all 4 years of college to then be a cybersecurity analyst for the US government, not necessarily in the Defense Department, but for multiple venues for cybersecurity across all of the United States government, and for 4 years after college. And so at this program, they will be learning from top cybersecurity experts from the NSA, Homeland Security, and the US Pentagon. We will actually be working with partnership groups to do hackathons, like basically teaching students how people hack into organizations and how you stop them. They'll be working with next generation anti-hacking technology. This is basically what the US government does to stop people from breaking into US systems like China or Russia. They will learn how to use those systems. And then for their final presentation, they will showcase how they would stop a real life cyber attack using current US technology. The cool part about this one, though, is we have 2 special sessions where they will meet with the granting committee from the US government, from the Department of Defense, for these cybersecurity grants so that your children can apply for them. They're going into their freshman year of college to hopefully, if they want to go into cybersecurity, get 4 years of $30,000 grants. So there's a direct partnership with the US and the US government. Here are the dates of all of our programs. All of our programs run the second week of July into the very start of August. So our last program ends August 4th. We do 2 law programs, 1 law tier 2 program, 2 business programs, 1 neuroscience program, 4 medical programs, 1 national security program, 1 cybersecurity program, and 1 program for middle school students. A lot of questions. You guys don't have to worry about flying. But if you did, we would pick you up from the airport. How do the meals work? Again, it's all paid for, unlimited snacks, drinks, and you get a breakfast, lunch, and dinner the entire time you're there. It's Chipotle, 90-second pizza, Georgetown Gourmet, Jimmy John's, falafel. Where will they stay? They stay in New South Hall, which is one of the most magnificent dorm rooms Georgetown University has. It was just finished 2 years ago. And we have staff members on the floors. The floors are divided by gender. So guys floor, girls floor. And we ensure that we have people up all night watching to make sure, not that your students would ever leave, or your children would ever leave, but no students try to leave the dorm rooms, no going on adventures at 2 a.m. We make sure they're safe the entire time. It comes with an insane amount of college benefits. So I was saying you guys are a partnership school, so your students get an insane amount of benefits with us. So they get one-on-one time with the college admissions officer. They get college probability modeling, so know their chances of getting into top tier colleges. They get unlimited SAT and ACT training until they go to college. So this is a $1,700 a year service provided by our partners at Test Rocker. They get college essay review services from University Connections. They're a very fancy boutique shop in Washington, D.C. They normally charge $500 per essay to edit, and you have unlimited essays professionally edited for your son or daughter when they apply for college. They will get 2 letters of recommendation. They'll be able to attend college admissions panels. One of our board members is a lead recruitment officer for Harvard University Medical School. So he brings in Harvard, Yale, Brown, Stanford, UCLA, Duke, the University of North Carolina, University of Florida, Northwestern, University of Chicago to do admissions panels with us. And you as a family will be invited to attend those admissions panels to talk to those admissions officers. It also comes with community service. So you get scholarship assistance when you're applying for scholarships. University Connection will edit those scholarships and help you find proper scholarships. Resumes are a huge part of not only getting other internships, but college applications now. They'll professionally edit your resumes. Like I said, you get community service hours, real world experience. Anyone who likes doing the program, you can work a free online internship with us after the program is over from from the last week of August to April 30th. And during this time, if you want to do the business program, you'll help a business develop and grow in the developing world. The medical program, they'll actually work on malaria and typhoid prevention with the Nagari Medical Clinic in northern Nigeria. And for the law program, they'll work for advocating for women's rights in the developing world. And they get a personalized website when they're applying for college. Here's some past students from Bishop McNamara. As you know, Kyle went to Harvard. Safira went to Howard. Nadia was amazing, went to GW. And then Miss Kim is actually from a different high school, but she went to Princeton last year. Here's some past student testimonials. We'll send you a copy of this so you can read them. I don't want to take our time doing that, but they're basically talking about how they used each one of our programs as their main focus when applying to top tier universities and how it helped them get in. Also, we have over 30 different Bishop McNamara families willing to give testimonials. So if you guys ever want to talk to other Bishop McNamara moms and dads about what this did for their child's at college applications, I'm happy to set up those calls for you. And then this is how you enroll in the program. I'll put it in the chat where our link is. Everyone from Bishop McNamara also gets a $1,000 scholarship provided by Amazon because you're a DC school. So that is one of our partnership schools. Not only do you get automatic enrollment for the first 20 students, but you also get a $1,000 scholarship. And I will send you all the links for that when we are done here. But now I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to look at the questions and then hopefully start answering them. And then real quick, do we have any Bishop McNamara students on the call with us that could do a testimonial? I forgot if we were doing that or not.
Hey, no, we don't have any students on right now.
That's perfect, no problem. Okay, going to the questions. What size of the groups for each segment? So for the law program, we max it out at 50. For business, we max it out at 50. And for medical, we max out at 82. It's because we have 2 concurrent sessions going at once. So there's a group of 41 and a group of 41. Are high school freshmen eligible for the program? Yes, they are. we do from rising freshmen to graduating seniors. What graduating seniors get out of it, we help them apply to medical school, law school, or business school after it's over. Can you please add the dates of the program runs again? The font was too small. Yep. I'm going to send you a link in the group chat. Hosts and panelists. So is there a way for me to send a group chat to the entire group, to everyone? Right now I can't. That's not.
Right now, okay. So do you see an option that says everyone, or it won't let you?
It won't let me do everyone.
It just says host and panelists.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe just send it to me. Do host and panelists, and I can send it to everyone.
That sounds like a brilliant plan. Here, let me just grab this for us. Here we go. And then, so I'm going to send them to the LI homepage where it has all of our dates. So I sent it to you to send to everybody. I'm going to give everyone 3 links, guys, to make it super easy. Here's the specialized interest form. So we know you're from Bishop McNamara, so we can get you the $1,000 scholarship. And then the first 20 to apply would then get automatic acceptance to our program. So this is the second link I'm sending you to send to them. And then the final one, in case you know some Bishop McNamara students who have done our programs last year, I'm sending a link so everyone can see those. Will the slides be available or a link to the benefits of the program? Yep. So I just sent 3 links, and then maybe we could email everybody afterwards with the links. Would that be okay? The fee for the program, that's a great question. So our programs do not cost you and your students. They cost us $7,000 per student who comes. It costs Leadership Initiative $7,000. Microsoft, Starbucks, and Amazon pay for the first $3,500, and then there's an additional $1,000 scholarship because you're a partnership school. That makes the programs cost $2,500. We have a $2 million endowment, so it can be paid over the course of 18 months. Even after they've attended the program, we're not worried about the money. We're worried about helping your child apply to college. And so that is the cost of our programs. If anyone needs additional assistance beyond that, you guys are a partnership school, I'm happy to reach out to board members to get additional donations. We did that. Here, I'll share my screen real quick one more time. We had around 40 students from your school attend last year. Here are all of them right here. And again, I gave that link so you guys will have access to this. You can see what they've done at our programs. But for instance, if you want to see what Kennedy did at the neuroscience program, you can literally just click on her website and it shows her neuroscience training. It shows her research proposal that's being published. It shows her presentation. It shows every aspect of what she accomplished at our programs with individualized pictures of her, with videos of her, highlighting what she's accomplishing with leadership initiatives. The one I do really want to highlight real quick is one of the business programs. So I'll grab Trevor right here. Just so you guys can see what happens with one of our medical presentations. You actually get to see Trevor do a real life diagnosis. So I'll skip a little bit ahead. And so this is what we're sending to college admissions officers, him actually diagnosing the patient to save a life. And that's, what Cow did when he was applying to Harvard, was highlighting him saving a life and his video of him actually diagnosing the patient. So thank you for sharing that with everybody, by the way. Let me go back to the questions. What is the average cost of the program? Answer that. What is the cost of the program from parents? It's $2,500. Again, you can do up to an 18-month payment plan. There is no interest involved. And if you need additional money beyond that, you can email me. We have 10 board members from some of the top companies in the entire world. So we've got people from Exxon, we've got people from PNC Bank, we've got people from Wells Fargo, we've got people from Ferraro Chocolates, we've got people from Harvard on our board. They all donate heavily to help out amazing students like your sons or daughters. And we'd be happy to have them connect with a board member to get an additional donation to help you guys attend the program if that is needed. We want Bishop McNamara students. Do we apply directly or through Bishop McNamara High School? How are the first 20 determined? So what we've done is the first 20 to apply. So I'm going to, the second form is your interest form. Anyone who fills that out today, you will get a follow-up email. The first batch will go out at 5 p.m. From Lauren, who's on the call with me. And then anyone who fills out the interest form later will go the next day at 5 p.m. We send out our interest forms at 5 p.m. every single day. So that second link in there, it's literally, the interest form takes 2 seconds. It's just asking for your student's first name, last name, email address. And it's the first 20 is how we've done in the past to apply are automatically accepted. We have fought for waivers from Microsoft, Starbucks, and Amazon. So when I said 40 students went last year, we were able to get it up to 30. I think we had 60 Bishop McNamara students apply, so 20 were denied. 30 were through the automatic admissions process, and 10 which is actually an incredibly high number. We're able to beat out students from across the country to attend our programs. And that's by a committee. No links, please. So the fee is $2,500. And again, if you need additional financial assistance, we want to help you with that. I would say out of the 40 students, at least 10 to 15 got additional financial assistance. We want to help you. We want to make this program possible. We understand it's not a small amount of money, but you have to understand it costs us $7,000 per student to do all of these things. Like, just if you look at it this way, just the SAT and ACT training you're going to pay for your child that you get for free with the program, and the college essay editing services is normally like a $4,000 fee for a family. It's normally $2,000 to have real, like, actual SAT and ACT training. And then every college essay, the cheapest you're going to find is $350. So if you do 6 essays, that pays for itself right there when they're applying for college. If students are interested in the neuroscience or health track, in pre-med, okay, if students are interested in pre-med, is the neuroscience or health track better? The medical program is best for pre-med if they know they want to go into clinical research or they want to go into studies of the brain. Neuroscience is much better. So if they just want to become a doctor, which is amazing, not just become a doctor, they want to become a doctor, the medical program is better. If they specifically want to do research or neuroscience, the neuroscience program is better. How many opportunities are there for the cybersecurity internship? We're doing only 50 students in our first year. It's the first time we've ever done it. And so it's 50. And so right now in the cybersecurity, so a bunch of our programs, by the way, we want to make sure we're clarifying this. This is my fault entirely, not Bishop McNamara's. We normally meet earlier in the year. I could not make it to your college night. This is what we did last year. So a bunch of our programs are at 60 to 70% capacity. So it's based on if you're one of the first 20 students down, we have spots left. So the neuroscience program has 90 spots. There's 5 left in it. I think there's like 30 spots left in the medical program. So it means that there's 360 kids accepted already into that. The national security program has 10 spots left. Cybersecurity has 15. There's 2 different business programs. One has 5 spots left. One is 10 spots left. So there's 50, well, no, 9. So 14 spots left in that one. And then the law programs, law tier 1, it looks like there's 15 in the first week. It looks like there's 12 in the second week, and law tier 2 has 3 spots left for the law tier 2 program. Looking at my screen. Regarding living accommodations, are students grouped together by their internship discipline? No, they're grouped together if they want to have a roommate. So last year, almost all the Bishop McNamara students dormed together. They don't have to, but they chose to do that because they knew they had friends coming. And we just put them mostly by gender. We do have a therapist that's on staff that actually creates the roommates, and we have a roommate confirmation form that they fill out. So it's roommates who want to be roommates. So for an example, if you have a friend going, you can automatically pick to be their roommate. Otherwise, we have a system that matches like early risers to early risers, or people who stay up super late with people who stay up super late. So we don't have people hating each other with their first real life college experience in high school. You know, we work very hard to make sure it's an accommodating, amazing experience in the dorms. We also have photo booths and a bunch of like crazy fun things for them to do, you know, outside of those hours, so they have an amazing time. How about if you have already sent a message that you're interested, will you get the email again today? Yeah, I'm going to have them resend out the email to everybody today as a reminder with how many spots are left, because some people who filled the interest form have already signed up. So it is not 20. I think it's like 14 or 15 spots left, because some people have already signed up from the initial interest form that went out. Other questions? And I am blown away by you guys' time. How long does the internship last? All summer? It's a 1-week internship. They are Sundays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. till 10:30 at night. Is how we do that. And then Tanya, you have your hand up. Do you have a question?
I just allowed Tanya to talk. Ms. Taylor, if you wanted to say anything. Okay, I don't know if that was an accident, but
oh, no worries. And then everybody, if you guys want to have a reference from Bishop McNamara, I am happy to do that for you. I'm more than happy to give you, like, again, we've got 30+ references from previous Bishop McNamara parents who will testify how it's helped their child apply for college. And we even have a ton of parents volunteered this year, even though they haven't gotten into college yet, because of how much we help them out with their college applications, their college essays, and their SAT and ACT training, and help them out with actually meeting college admissions officers. So we can even have students in their senior year, their parents talk to you. Again, whatever you want. We like to connect communities together. So we have an amazing Bishop McNamara community that vouches for us and believes in us. And I would love to connect you with any parents that you want to connect with, or even students who have done our programs. If you want your son or daughter talking to a son or daughter who've done our programs before. It is offered every year. And if you, yes, and so if you are denied for some reason, if you're not one of the first 20 who enroll and then you apply and you're denied, it's actually weighted. So if you apply again the next year, there's a higher chance of you getting in. So we like people who don't give up. So the students who were denied last year from Bishop McNamara, if they apply again this year, they will have a weighted application, as in we will give the higher focus to them, and they will okay, sorry, I was reading the message. I was going to apply after the initial email, but it said to wait. Okay, yeah. So yes, apply as soon as we hang up, and we'll talk about it then. But yes, it is definitely weighted. So anyone who gets denied has a higher chance of getting it if they apply again the second year. Any other questions? Looks like another two came in. The medical program, is it just for pre-med, or for students that want to go in the medical field? So that's a great question. So not only do they diagnose patients, but we also have an amazing partnership with Howard University. So they're going to learn to do upper endoscopies, abdominal ultrasound. They're going to learn to do phlebotomy. They're going to learn to do 12 different medical procedures while they're on campus. It is an insanely focused program. And we do bring in nurses, we bring in doctors, we bring in neurosurgeons, we bring in cardiologists, we bring in 12 different doctors. So your son or daughter can see what it's like to be all of these different types of profession in the medical field. From EMTs to nurses to doctors, so you can figure out what makes the most sense for your son and daughter, or is your son and daughter can figure out what makes most sense for them. Is the registration process on the website? It is. So if the main website that was sent in the group chat, and I'm going to put the code in for the $1,000 scholarship, and then I think we'll have that sent to you. So it's just Bishop #1000, and I sent that in the group chat. When you're enrolling, and that'll indicate that you're a Bishop McNamara student to us in our computer system. And it's the first 20 who use that code will be automatically accepted. And then it says, what would constitute a denial? So it's not, we don't try to deny anybody. And yes, who did you say your partner was for the site? So it's the Department of the actual US government's Department of Defense is funding that program. So that program has actually cost us like $10,000 per student. So it's subsidized by our sponsors and the US Department of Defense. And that's why they're doing that special scholarship I was talking to you about to pay for when people attend, they can apply for that scholarship when they're going into their freshman year of college for 4 years at I think it's $34,000 for each year. And then they work for the government for 4 years afterwards. That is the Department of Defense working with us on this. They are super excited about our national security program, enough so that they came to us asking to create a cybersecurity program, which is incredibly humbling to us, and we're just honored to have that partnership. And I just saw a question that says, are you able to see my questions? If you could just write the question to everybody, MDBUF, I will answer that. I'm sorry if I missed it when I was answering some of the other ones. How many spots are left in the cybersecurity program? There's 15. Code is 100. No, the code is 1000. So it's Bishop #1000. Are you sending the link to the students and the parents? So anyone who fills out the interest form, we will send it to any email that's in there. So when you fill out the interest form, you normally fill out your email and your child's email. The interest form will go to both of you. Perfect. You guys are just fantastic, and I love working with Bishop McNamara for like the last 4 years. You guys, again, your students blow us away every single year. And you're always have some of our top students who we've got neuroscientists being like, these guys are amazing. Dr. Giordano, which is blown away this last year. So some of your presentations are being published, your students' presentations. Students like Nadia Britton like knocked our socks off. We offered her an internship to help us grow the organization. We could not be more excited to work with you guys on a whole. So I'm going to give you guys one last second to answer any other questions, but anyone who fills out that interest form will have an email from us at 5 o'clock. Exact. We don't do it before 5 o'clock because we want it to be fair to everybody. So it'll be exactly at 5 is when it'll go out. And then yes, it's the first 20. I will fight for 10 more spots like I did last year. And then everyone else will have to go through the normal admissions process where we do your transcript, letters of recommendation, personal interviews, and then recommender interviews. All right. Tawanda, it looks like you raised your hand real quick. And then Kara, it looks like you sent me a message. If you want to email me that you don't have the link, I'll send you the link directly after this meeting. Kara Brown. And then Tawanda, did you have a question? Okay, well then, if not, you guys are all fantastic. I really appreciate your time. And again, I'm happy to connect you to other Bishop McNamara families who have used this to help their sons or daughters go to that next level. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you guys today. It's an honor working with Bishop McNamara.